guys in the driveway for those
It's now 11:30, and look who's walking up the driveway.
Hello.
Hey, come on in.
We got a big house.
Try one of my cookies.
This nigga saying, yeah, bang house.
So good.
Chocolate chip's my favorite.
Mine too.
Well, I make them for Christmas. I make about 10 dozen of them.
Whoa. Why so many?
So we usually got family in from the up north. We had like 14 of us here this year.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Oh my god.
Sure.
What's going on?
I don't know. I just was talking to her and she said come down and visit her.
Just like our other visitor, he admits he has a problem when it comes to underage girls.
I have a compulsion with for younger women, just meeting them. I've met about a dozen of them online.
And so this is something you do frequently.
No, I haven't done it in, let's see, I haven't done it since I moved here to Florida.
And where did you live before?
Texas.
And so you did this a lot in Texas. Did you ever get in trouble for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got in trouble because I met a girl in Michigan.
And how old was that girl?
17.
And what trouble did you get in there?
Well, her grandfather tried to charge me with something. They couldn't do anything. So they arrested me for possessing child pornography because I had nude pictures of her on my computer. They ended up dropping the charges.
And how did you get the naked pictures of the teenage girl?
I met her in Michigan. And I took them
You took the pictures of the girl, and then you put them on your
on my computer. Yeah, they were digital pictures.
After the 48-year-old asks the decoy online if she's looking for sex, he brings up the possibility that she might be a cop. What made you think that this might be a police operation?
Just after seeing all these things on Dateline, like I said, this is the first time I've done it since I've been here.
So you've seen all the Dateline stories. And what did you think of those stories?
I thought some of them were pretty bad. I mean, I saw the one where they were coming over for sex with boys and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm not really into, pedophilia. This is probably considered that. And I know this is probably going to be on Dateline too, so go ahead and put it on.
Well, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline.
Right, I understand. I recognize it from the voice.
And everything you've just said and done has all been recorded.
Okay.
And if you have anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
Just saying that, I shouldn't have done it. I mean, this is something I normally don't go out and do.
I
Well,
want
he's
you to
doing
be
a lot of time in
honest.
Texas.
If I wasn't here tonight, and a young girl was, who was alone and willing to have sex, what do you think would have happened?
Wow.
Probably would have happened.
Probably would have had sex. You would have gone ahead and done it.
Right, duh.
Probably,
What?
yes. I mean, I could say honestly, yes, it probably would have if she would have, said, hey, let's go for it.
And you don't see anything wrong with that.
Yes, I did see things wrong with it, but I had lack of judgment.
And here's a first. Before he leaves, he actually thanks me.
Thank you for bringing, kicking me in the pants, setting me straight, Chris.
He leaves through the back door, and the police are waiting. On the ground! On the ground!
He's so sad.
Take him to the transfer station. When he gets to the jail, he goes into diabetic shock. He's taken in handcuffs to the
Diabetic
hospital.
shock? What is
He's
that?
treated and then brought back to jail.
Shit, I don't know. His diabetes, like, you ain't get no pussy now. I might as well kill you.
Right. Diabetes. What? Your
I
sugar,
don't
your
know.
sugar, your sugar level go too high. What is that?
Oh, but that shit, that nigga needed a lollipop.
It's good. Yeah. Come on, Moose. It's me and you, baby.
Hey, hold on, let me watch this
I'm about to
shit
show you
real
the new
quick.
car for Rocket League that they put in Rocket League.
Alright.
Let me see if you like it.
Behind bars. They couldn't see his good intentions were leading him down a path of tyranny. That's how our greatest hero became our greatest threat. Bruce, consider widening your circle of trust. Nobody wins all by themselves. Not even you. We need help, don't we? Not his. I'm not that guy anymore. Look, I get why you don't trust me. But you should trust the Guardians. This ring means something. They put me through hell to get it back.
Don't worry, Max. With this crew on the job, what could go wrong?
What comes next? Mere mortals cannot stop. We both knew we'd come to this. Fate will not spare you. You wish you had. All day I've been reminded how I failed to be a hero. How many more innocent people die before you accept that some lives need to be taken? The regime is making a comeback. Not while I'm wearing this ring. This is my fight, Bruce. You need me.
The fuck is the point of this story?
We both knew it would end this way.
I'm gonna get that
Yo
game
left, yo left.
Alright, what's the car? Did you send me a screenshot or anything?
Hold on, no, I'm in a game right now. So,
Oh.
but yeah, I
watching
just
the
got it.
Injustice 2 trailer.
It's nice. Just feeling these raps on me.
It's the ultimate side.
The Walking Dead has a...
Hold on, listen to this shit. That's it.
What is that? That's
You
a
ever,
zombie?
you ever watch Doctor Who?
No.
Well, there's like a... You never watched Doctor Who? What?
No, what is
I
that?
love that. That's the best show.
Walking Dead has a seemingly limitless timescale, and with AMC raking in millions from their cash cow, the show's writers are signaling that the end is still very much in the distance. Essentially, The Walking Dead is tracking a group of individuals and observing their new lives, the things they do, the encounters they have, and the people they lose. All of these are just aspects of everyday life for Rick and the gang. That means the show can rumble on and on, with new characters replacing the old and new stories naturally emerging. But it'll have to come to an end at some point, and people are already speculating about how it'll all play out. I'm Ben from What Culture.
I was gonna find out,
and
these
here are
niggas
10
never look
crazy
hungry. Like,
theories
they're never
for
hungry.
how it all ends. Number 10. Coma Dream. Oh god, please don't let it be this one. I suppose you could call it a shit ending to an otherwise outstanding television show for wankers. Hashtag shit ending to an otherwise outstanding television show for wankers. Let's start with the obvious one, with Rick waking up from a coma dream. It's a scenario that could be applied to virtually any TV series in the same ilk as The Walking Dead, and some believe that Herschel Green could be Rick's doctor, Maggie his nurse, and the rest are various patients and hospital staff. Father Gabriel could be brought in to pray for Rick in his coma, and maybe Laurie and Shane were having an affair, and whenever Rick talked to Laurie, that could be real-life coma haze conversations. It's a long shot and far from being the best way to end the show, but don't rule it out just yet. Number 9. Everyone dies. It's another obvious theory and one that's already an ongoing process. Quite simply, everyone dies. The zombie apocalypse can't be stopped, won't die down, and is the set-in-stone future of the planet. What if every character met a diabolical end at some stage, leaving just Rick alone? It could be for the last few minutes of an episode, or it could stretch out for half a series, depending on how brave the writers are feeling. Just Rick, by himself, using everything he's learned, trying to survive when everybody and everything else has died. It will be an immense spectacle if handled right. Really depressing, though. Number 8. Find a cure. It seems like an eternity since the group wandered into the Center for Disease Control. There they met Edwin Jenner, the last remaining doctor in the laboratory. He couldn't find the cure and had lost all hope of doing so, but he was just one man. What if there was a group of scientists somewhere working on the cure, and what if they actually make the breakthrough? This theory does seem unlikely, as it would result in a happy ending for most, something The Walking Dead isn't accustomed to, but it would mean that the surviving group could be treated, and the mission changes from survival to spreading across the nation, dishing out the treatment, though not everyone may want the treatment, or their old way of life back. Number 7.
army of survivors defeats the walkers. The most logical aspect of the show is that there must be a limited amount of walkers. They can't reproduce. Don't you think about that, editor? Don't you animate that? Don't you dare? Meaning that if there are 300 million people in the USA, there will be 300 million walkers to finish off. We're led to assume that the world has been taken over, but let's limit this to America for now. Rick's group alone are excellent at dispatching herds of walkers, and they've been doing so for a couple of years at least. A nationwide extermination of the walkers could take years, but it's certainly not impossible. And once the walkers are largely cleared out, the rebuilding process can begin. Number 6, Rick turns. It's a simple idea. Rick turns. He's not invincible. He's a human being just like every other man, woman, and child roaming the earth, feasting on the living. However, Rick could finally be turned following a heroic act in the end times, but his walker body could be left to roam. We could see life from a walker point of view, hear his thoughts, delve into his mind. It would definitively answer whether or not there's any shred of humanity left after the reanimation process, and would be a completely unique way to end the show, even if these scenes only last a few tragic minutes. Number 5, walkers gain intelligence. Okay, so it's crazy curveball theory time. What if the walkers evolved? It's extremely unlikely given that, no reproduction. Don't you animate that! But what would happen if the walkers ever decided to use the brain still sloshing around in their heads? Everyone will be screwed. That's for certain. Now that may seem like a massive long shot, but if we take a slight step down, what if someone could command the walkers? They could be treated like foot soldiers to carry out the master's deeds. It's already happened with the wolves in season 5, utilizing the strength of walkers in traps, but imagine on a larger scale, one person controlling them like pawns in a bid to stop society from returning back to the way it was. Number 4, Island Paradise. This idea is so simple it's almost stupid. Islands are small and, in turn, far easier to clear. If the group can thoroughly clean out a small island, they could live in absolute certainty that walkers can't reach them. A small society could be grown, a sustainable life could be built, a new world can begin. From there, the group could start to move onto land and repopulate, slowly working their way across the country. It's the ultimate happy ending, but it sounds more like a failed experiment at some point between now and the very end of the show. After all, the grand finale is going to be a bloodbath. How can that happen if the group is safe and happy? Number 3, walkers break down, leaving only humans. The moral questions raised by The Walking Dead are numerous, and there's the obvious theme that the walkers aren't the true enemy. They are merely hurdles, and the humans are the real threat to one another. We've slowly seen the disintegration of the walkers from relatively clean, fresh living dead to rotting, decrepit beings. So what if during the last season the walkers are gone entirely, leaving the humans to fight amongst themselves? They would effectively become the new Walking Dead. It would be fascinating to watch humans scrap it out for how the new world should grow, with some wanting their old lives back while others, who were powerless in the old world, have found authority in the new one. An epic civil war would make for an insane last season, even without the walkers. Number 2, Rick sacrificed to save Carl and Judith. For this theory to work, you have to look at the basic structure of the show. This is Rick's story. The carnage of the world is secondary. This is one man's journey. Everyone else is a sideshow. By the end, everyone could be dead and gone apart from Rick, Carl, and Judith. And if there's even the slightest chance of them getting to